Okay, P4 week 14 at exam paper review practice. So I'm just gonna write here so that you guys actually know that it's for P4 week 14, 2024. Okay, so P4 week 14, 2024 exam paper review. Okay, so I'm going to go through the whole paper. So I'm going to just start with section A, okay? So some questions are actually very straightforward. So yeah. So okay, let's go to question one. Okay, it says here, 93,640 is equal to 93,000 plus something plus 40. So actually, if you are very good with your tens and ones, the place values, you can straight away see that it's actually the answer 600 because 93,000 is here, right? 40 is here. So you're only left with the hundreds place that is missing. So your answer should be number two, 600. Or if you want, you can do your working. You add this first, 93,000 plus 40, you get 93,040. This is 93,040. So how many more? And you get 93,640. So you take 93640 minus away 93040. You will get the answer 600, which is option two. Okay. Okay, question number two, the value of the digit 9 in 89,453 is what? So the value, so value means how much it stands for. So if you look at this, 90,000, if you convert to numbers, is 90,000 like this. Okay, 90 hundreds is 9,000. 900s definitely is 900. 90 tens is also 900. So this 9 is in the thousands place, which means your answer is 9,000. Okay, so your answer is 2, 90 hundreds. Okay. Question number three, 7,104 rounded to the nearest 10 is what? So I'm going to just do a little bit working here. So 7,104, round off to the nearest 10. So if you want to round to the nearest 10, you look at the ones place. That will depend on the number in the ones place, whether you round up or you remain. If it's 5 and more, you round up the tens place. If it's 4 and less, you remain. So over here is 4 ones, which means that you don't round up the tens place, you remain at 7,100. So you don't round it up, okay? So your answer is actually number 3. Okay. Question 4, which of the following is both a multiple of 4 and a factor of 20? So you don't know which multiple is a multiple of 4, but you can actually work with factor of 20 first. So I'm going to list out the factors of 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. That's all. So I need that number to be a multiple of 4. Okay, so it's okay. Let's list down some multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, sorry, 24, and so on. But then if you look at the numbers here, it's actually either a 4 or 20, right? But over here, your option, there's no 20, there's only a number 4. So your answer is number 4. Okay, question number 5. Find the product of 867 and 4. So product means times. So I'm going to take 867 times 4. Please do your working, okay? So 7 times 4 is 28. I put 8, and then you get a 2. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 2 is 26. Put a 6, and then the 2 goes here. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 2 is 34. 3, 4, 6, 8. Your answer is number 3. Find the difference of 5,743 and 2,497. Then you round your answer to the nearest 100. So I'm going to take 5743 minus 2497 first. So when I minus, right, I'll get 3246. I'm going to round this answer 3246 to the nearest 100. So if I want to round to the nearest 100, I look at the tens. Like I said earlier, if it's 5 and more, you round up. If it's 4 and below, 4 and less, you remain. So over here is actually the 4. So which means that you cannot round up the hundreds. So it remains at 3,200, which your answer will give you option 1. Okay. Okay, question 7, study the pattern below. What is the missing number in the box? So if you look at this number pattern, right, you can see that the numbers gets lesser gradually. But how much lesser? So I'm going to use this one to ask myself how much lesser. So I'm going to subtract these two numbers, 1844 minus 1721. I'll get 123. Okay, so which means from this to the other number is a difference of 123. Okay, so let's check if this is also a difference of 123. So 1475 minus 1352, does it give me a difference of 123 as well? So this is 3, this is 2, this is 1. Yep, it's also minus 123. So which means from 1721, you have to subtract 123 to get this unknown number. So 1721 minus 123, you will get 1598. So the answer will be number 3. Okay. Question number 8. Which of the following is a multiple of both 4 and 6? So we're going to work out the multiples of 4 and multiples of 6 to see which one is the number that is correct here. That is both a multiple of 4 and 6. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. So over here, multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. So you can actually see that this is either 1, 8, 12, or 18. So over here, you only have 12 because you cannot take 24, although it's still 20, it's 24 also. It's also a multiple of both 4 and 6 because the option here, they don't have 24. So you only can take option 3. Number 3, because answer is 12. Okay. Question 9. When a number is divided by 6, it gives a quotient of 1,472 and a remainder of 3. What is the number? Okay, so when I do this question, right, I always follow my sentence, right, the given question and write down something. So when a number, I don't know this number, is divided by 6, I get the quotient. Quotient means the answer to division. 1472 and a remainder of 3. So I need to find this unknown number. So that means when you divide this unknown number by 6, the nearest groups of 6 you can get, the most number of groups of 6 is 1,472 groups of 6 and a remainder of 3. Remember the remainder, you cannot add it in first. You always settle the remainder at the end. So I'm going to ask myself, what is 1,472 groups of 3? So 1,472 times 6 first. Not groups of 3, I'm sorry, groups of 6, sorry. So how many, what is 1,472 groups of 6? So I multiply, I will get 8832. But this is not my final answer because there's still a remainder 3 to consider. So I have to add the remainder 3 to 8832. So it plus 3, 8835. Your answer is number 3. Okay, moving on to question number 10. Tim had 4 times as many cookies as Zach. After Tim ate 14 cookies, he had half as many cookies as Zach. How many cookies did Tim have at first? So for this kind of question, please draw your model, okay? Just draw a small model, okay, over here at the space provided. So it says here Tim had 4 times, right? So Tim and Zach, these are the two people you have. Tim 4 times. So I'm going to draw 4 units for Tim. Z is just 1 unit because Tim 4 times for Z. After Tim ate 14 cookies, Tim will have half as many cookies as Z. So Tim will in the end have lesser than Z. So it's like half. So that means Tim will take only left with 1 unit, but Z will have 2 units, right? So sorry, it's Z. But if you look at Z, Z is only 1 unit. How am I going to make Z into 2 units? So I'm going to cut Z into Z's unit into two. Okay, so I'm going to cut it into two. So if I cut 1 unit into two, I'm going to cut the rest into two as well, so that they will equal. So how many is 14? So that means Z will have 2 units left and Tim will have 1 unit left. So which means all this will be the 14 cookies that Tim ate. So how many units are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units is 14. Look for 1 unit, 14 divided by 7. 1 unit is 2. But the question asked me for how many cookies did Tim have at first. If you look at Tim, Tim's unit now is actually 8 units because we cut everything into half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're looking at the value of 8 units, 8 times 2. Your answer is 16, which is number 3. Okay, so when you draw model, you can actually see. Okay, so please draw your model. Okay, okay, section B. So question 11, write 48,397 in words. So you just spell it out. 40, 40 is without the U. 40 is F-O-R-T-Y. 48,000, 8,000, this is an A, comma, okay, 300 and 90, then with a dash, 7. That's how we spell it. Okay, 90 is not N-I-N-T-Y, it's N-I-N-E-T-Y. Okay, write 24, number 12, write 24,209 in numbers. Numerals means numbers. So 24,200, no tens, so it's a 0, and 9, 24209. Question 13, arrange the following numbers from the greatest to the smallest. So if you look at this, the greatest will be 4402, followed by 3320, then 3302, then 402. So these two, please don't get confused, okay? It's kind of similar, but you know that the other will be greater than this one, okay? So please arrange them properly. Question 14, this number is a common multiple of 6 and 8. It is greater than 30, but smaller than 70. So this is the clue for us to find out what is this number. Since it's greater than 30 but smaller than 70 means I'm looking at the number range between 31 to 69. So I'm looking at multiples of 6 and multiples of 8. Okay, so let's look at multiples of 6. The first multiple of 6 that falls between this number range is 36, followed by 42, 48, 54, 60, 66. You cannot go beyond the other one is 72, but then is you can only stretch until number 69, so cannot go beyond number 69. Okay, multiples of 8. The first multiple of 8 that falls between this number range is 32, followed by 40, 48, 56, 64. You cannot go beyond that anymore because the other one will be 72 as well, so cannot. Okay, so so that means if you look at this, which one is the common multiple within this number range? It's none other than 48. Question 15. 2,700 minus 14,1061. So I don't want you guys to write 237 minus 1460. It's not. Because when you look at this, the 2 is 2,000. It's not just a 2. So I need you to convert. A lot of students always have this issue whereby they don't convert the numbers. So you have to convert them into a number, okay? So 2,3700 is 2,000 plus 3,700 is 3,700. This, so we add this up, okay? And minus away 14 tenths is 140, 60 ones is 60. So I'm going to minus these two values. So look at this, 2,000 plus 3,700 is 5,700. Minus this, when you add together, is 200. So your answer is 5,500 and 5,500. So your answer is 5500. Question number 16. Look at the pattern below. Okay, so you can see that it's like Hilden, Hilden, Hilden. What letter is in the 27th position? So if you look at this, right, actually the words are repeated. Hilden, then they repeat Hilden again, then they repeat Hilden again. So if you can see this, right, actually one group is actually a letter of H, I, L, T, A, N. So in one group, you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. Then the pattern repeats again like Hilden, 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 like that. So if I need to find the 27th position, I'm just going to find out how many groups of 6 letters are there in 27 letters. 27th position means the 27th letter. So I'm going to take 27 divided by 6. Nearest groups will be 4 groups because 4 groups will be 24 letters really, and the remainder of 3 letters. So that means 4 groups, right? That means it will end at an N. Okay, so it'll be 4 groups of this, but there's a remainder of 3 letters to the 27th position. So if I were to list it out, Hildan. So at N already, right? At N. So 3 more letters to position 27. So 1, 2, 3. My answer is L. Okay. Question 17. Two of the common factors of 12 and 18 are 1 and 2. What are the other 2 common factors of 12 and 18? So I'm going to list out all the factors of 12 and 18. So I work with 12 first. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. That's all. Factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. So I'm going to circle all the common factors of 12 and 18. So 1, 2, 3, and 6. The common factor given here is only 1 and 2. So what are the other 2? It would be actually just 3 and 6. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 6. Since 1 and 2 is given, you're only missing 3 and 6. So the other 2 common factors will be number 3 and number 6. Okay, question 18. Okay, rounding off. The mass of an elephant is 4,000 kg when rounded to the nearest thousand. What is the smallest possible mass of this elephant? So when it's rounding off, I would strongly advise students to draw a number line. Okay, so I'm going to draw a number line. By now, you should know that the rounded value must be in the middle. So this is 4,000. So since, oh, sorry. So since, okay, sorry, I just write it nicer. 4,000. So since, right, it is nearest 1,000 means I have to gauge 1,000 more and 1,000 less on the left and right. So on the left will be 1,000 less. So this is 3,000. Over here will be 5,000, 1,000 more. And don't forget that we always have to find the midpoint so that we know how far to stretch. So the midpoint of 3,000 and 4,000 is 3,500. Midpoint of 4,000, 5,000 is 4,500. So I want the smallest possible mass, which means I cannot stretch towards the bigger midpoint. I have to go backwards to the smaller midpoint, 3,500. Okay, so if you ask yourself, if it's 3,500, would I still be able to round to the nearest thousand? 3,500. I want to round to the nearest thousand, I look at the hundreds. Yes, can, because as long as it's 5 and more, it would be going to 4,000. Perhaps if I were to, let's say, have 1 kilogram less, it is 3,499. One less of 3,500 is 3,499. Let's see if I round to the nearest thousand, right? Would it still be 4,000? So I look at the hundreds place, it's a 4. So when I say, like just now, like what I said earlier, if it's 4 and less, you cannot round up the thousands place. So it must be 5 and more. So if this is a 4, it will round back down to 3,000, which is not what I want. So your answer is none other than 3,500 kg. That's the smallest possible mass. Okay, you cannot go below that, because if you go less than that, the hundreds place will become a 4. Okay, okay. Question 19. Let me change the rate. Okay. A number is 900 when rounded to the nearest 100. What is the greatest possible number? Same thing, I'm going to write down a number line, 900, nearest 100. So left will be 100 less, which is 800. This will be 100 more, which is 1,000. So midpoint as well. So what is the midpoint of these two values is 850. Midpoint of this will be 950. So I want the greatest means I stretch to the front, going to the larger midpoint. This is 950. But if I want to round to the nearest 100, I look at the tens. This is 5, which means if I were to round this to the nearest 100, it will go up to 1,000, which is not what I want. So that means the tens place must be less than 5. So I have to minus 1. The number that is 1 less, it will be the first, the greatest number that is 4 tens. So this is for 950. So I'm going to take 950 minus 1, 949. So which means this is my answer, because if it's 949, I round to the nearest 100, I look at the tens. Yep, it does make me round back down to 900. So my answer is 949. Okay, none other than 949. 948 also can, but it's not the greatest possible. The greatest possible is 949. Okay, once you hit 950, it will go up to 1,000, which cannot. Okay, question 20. Okay, bag A contains 74 balls. Bag B contains 36 balls. How many balls must be transferred from bag A to bag B so that both bags contain the same number of balls? So what I'm going to do is draw A and B, right? A contains 74. So I draw a longer model. So from here to here, 74. Bag B is just 36. So it's like a little bit. Okay, so this is 36. So I'm going to transfer some balls from A to B so that both will contain the same number. So if I were to focus on the difference, let's find the difference first. 74 minus 36, 38. So I'm going to share 38 equally because this is 38. I'm going to share this equally by between two bags so that the number of balls in both bags will be the same after transferring. So I'm going to share this 38 half with bag B. So how much is this? So can you see that this is 38? So I'm going to share this equally, which means I have to divide 38 by 2. My answer is 19 balls. Okay? Okay. Going to question 21 is section C. Use red letter. Okay. Matt had 4 times as many pencils as Andy. Matt misplaced 26 pencils and Andy bought 4 pencils. They then had an equal number in the end, equal number of pencils in the end. Okay, how many pencils did they have all together at first? So what we are going to do is, right, we are going to what you call it at first. Okay, so we're going to draw mat 4 times. So mat and ND. Mat 4 times, we're going to draw mat 4 units. Try to draw bigger so that you won't get confused. ND is just 1 unit, right? So mat misplaced 26, ND bought 4. And they will have equal number. So we are going to draw first. Mat misplaced 26 and D bought 4. So that means they will have equal number. That means you cannot um make them down. They cannot be down here. So that means what we need to do is right. We need to in order not to confuse ourselves, we need to make sure we label for ND first. Easier. For me, I'll label ND first. It'll be easier to see. So ND bought 4. So let's say it's 4. And mat will misplace 26. So that means they will have equal after that, right? So mat misplaced means mat's model gets lesser. So if Andy after buying 4, mat misplaced 26, both will have the same. So that means this will be the 26 pencils that mat misplaced. Then you see they're equal now. Can you see that? So I want to know how many pencils do they have altogether at first. So if you look at this, the two values here, you can find out the value of 3 units. Okay, so look for 3 units. 4 plus 26 is 30. Look for 1 unit. 30 divided by 3, 10. So how many pencils did they have altogether at first? If you focus on the red color model, you know that you drew 5 units at first. Mat 4 units, and D1. So you're looking at the value of 5 units at first. So 5 times 10, 50. That's your answer. So please write down your answer here. It's all the way at the bottom. Fill up the final answer. 50, sorry, pencils. Okay. Question number 22. Okay. Macy had 104 sweets at first. After giving 24 sweets to Alex, Macy had twice the number of sweets as Alex. How many sweets did Alex have at first? So you know that this is a before change after because Macy 104. So that means Alex will have some as well in the beginning. So I'm going to draw the BCA model, Macy and Alex, right? So Macy has 104. Alex, I don't know. But after giving 24 sweets to Alex, so Macy give away, so minus 24. Alex is receiving, so plus 24. And what happens? Macy had twice the number of sweets as Alex. So Macy will have 2 units. Alex will have 1. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, right, I can actually work forward to find the number of units in the end. Because Macy 104, after giving away 24, Macy have 2 units left. So I actually can find out the value of 2 units. 104 minus 24. 80. So look for 1 unit. 80 divided by 2, 40. So this is 40. So that means Alex has 40 sweets after receiving 24 sweets from Macy. So how many sweets did Alex has at first? So this I'm looking at this. So I work backwards. So this is Alex in the end. So before that means you have to work backwards, minus away 24. So 40 minus 24. Your answer is 16 sweets. So please write down here 16 sweets. Always finalize your answer, okay? Question number 23, which is the last question. Pavi's uncle is 4 times as old as he is now. In 7 years' time, their total age will be 74. How old was Pavi 3 years ago? So I'm going to draw a before change after model. Okay. So same thing. Pavi is 4 times. Uncle. So the Pavi's uncle is 4 times as old. So that means Pavi is just 1 unit. The uncle, I write U, will be 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it's very messy. So I think I draw again. 4 units, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because Pavi's uncle is 4 times as old as Pavi now. So this is now. And in 7 years' time, so that means in 7 years' time, both of them will age by 7 years. So you plus 7 for Pavi and plus 7 for the uncle as well. Okay, this is the change in the number of years. After that, what happened? Pavi and uncle will be 74 years old after that. So we have to work backwards to find the number of units here. So it's after both of them age 7 years each, right? The total age will be 74. So we work backwards to find 5 units. So 74 minus 7 minus another 7 because both of them, the change here is a total of 14. Okay, the age of 14. Okay, each one aged by 7 years. Okay, so it's total of 14. So it would be 60. So this is 60. So look for 1 unit. 60 divided by 5. 12. So 12 is Harvey's age now. P's age now. Because now Harvey is just 1 unit, right? So this is a 12. But my question is not this. My answer is not this because they want to know how old was Harvey 3 years ago. So if it's now 12 years old, how old was he 3 years ago? So you have to take 12, subtract away 3. Okay, your answer is 9. So your final answer will be, write down, always write down, 9 years old. Okay, always finalize our answer. Okay, and I think we are done here for P4 week 14 exam paper review. Okay.